She's pissed. I thought we'd be deep into this conversation by now, but she's pissed.
Oh, we live, baby.
I don't see it on mine. Are we live?
Refresh your page.
I thought we'd be deep into this conversation by now. Well, you're going to have to turn the volume down, though.
Oh, we live, baby.
Live now, yep.
Refresh.
All right. Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Gary Owen with the GETSOME podcast. You can listen to this live right now on YouTube. Go to youtube.com/GaryOwenCom or iTunes. iTunes is just search hashtag GETSOME. I don't have a lot to talk about today. My wife does. But before she gets into that, I'm just going to go over my schedule real quick. I am in Raleigh, North Carolina this weekend at Good Night. And then next weekend, I am in Toledo, Ohio at the Funny Bone. And then I just got added April 11th to DeMarcus Cousins, a.k.a. Boogie Cousins Comedy Slam at the Paramount Theater with Mike Epps hosting. They're filming this. Leslie Small's the director. If you're not familiar with Leslie Small, he's done all my specials. He did all Kevin Hart specials, all the Shaq All-Star specials. And what I like about what DeMarcus Cousins is doing is he's making no bones about it. He's just trying to take where Shaq left off and carry the torch and start doing comedy specials, because he's like, he loves watching comedy specials on TV. So he's like, I have the means and the ability to do it myself, and we're going to film it. And then hopefully with the star power of Mike Epps and myself, we'll sell it to either Netflix, Showtime, HBO, Comedy Central. My guess is Netflix or Showtime, with the talent they have and with Leslie's relationship with Showtime and Netflix. But yeah, I'm excited about that. And June 7th, I'll be filming my next comedy special in San Antonio, Texas. And then April 19th, I'm in Atlantic City. And then April 20th, I'm in Newark, New Jersey at the NJ Pack. So with that, it's been an eventful week. My wife comes home. I pick her up from the airport on, was that Sunday? Mm-hmm. Sunday. And I said, how was your trip? And she's like, it's good. I could tell something was like bothering her. And then my daughter's in the back. She goes, tell me what happened. Tell Dad what happened, Mom. And she proceeded to tell me a story about the ticket agent said to her, they tell you to line up, and you line up, and then she lined up for first. She was in first, and the ticket agent said, oh, I'm sorry, ma'am, are you in first? And she was like, yes. And then there was a white dude standing right next to her, and she waited a few beats, and she goes, Gary, I wasn't going to say anything, but it just kept eating at me because he singled me out. And then she said, you're not going to ask the guy behind me? And he said, no. And she said, well, why not? He said, well, I don't have to, or I don't feel like it. One of those. What do you say?
I don't want to.
I don't want to. Hold on, let me finish the story, and you can go.
Okay.
Because you're going to go. She's going to go.
No, I'm really not going to go.
She's going to go. So he said, I don't have to. Oh. So she just bit her tongue, boarded, she always likes to board early because she doesn't think she's going to get the overhead space. And I always make fun of her because she does begin a line super early. But he asked her if he was in first. And then we get on the phone with Delta. Delta calls me. They call my wife because I made an Instagram and Facebook post. And Delta apologized, said they're looking into it. And they said the guy had said, he just wanted to make sure she wasn't going to block the line for the disabled and the elderly and the military, which makes no sense because you just say, ma'am, can you move to the side if there is military or elderly people? You don't say, are you in first? So now at no point did I ever say I'm not going to fly Delta. I want to boycott Delta. None of that. I just said Delta. I have a lot of miles. I'm a customer. I have a lot of good experiences with Delta and Delta employees, but this was not okay. And I'll let my wife take it over from here because she was there. I'm getting the story from her. So
okay,
go ahead. It's your word.
I just want to correct a couple of things about the story. When on your boarding your ticket, it usually gives a boarding time. Our boarding time was 6:40. So when we walked up, it was 6:40. There are two lines. It was a general boarding line, which was right next to the desk and right next to where he would go to scan the ticket. And then there was another line right at the wall, closest to the wall, which was a first class line. Now, it was half the size of the general boarding. So when we first walked up, I went straight to the desk and I said, "Excuse me, sir, has the plane already arrived?" And he said, "Yeah, it's been here a while." So I said, "Okay, good." So we went into the line, the first class line, and we stood because it's 6:40. Boarding time should be about 6:40. Kennedy was sitting on the floor. I was standing up. My back was away from the Delta agent, and he said it at least twice, like to get my attention. And I didn't even realize, honestly, he was talking to me. And then I happened to turn around and he's clearly talking to me, and he's not very close to me. So, he has to not scream it, but speak louder to make sure I can hear. And he just asked, "Ma'am, are you in first?" And I was like, "Yes." And he said, "Are you in first?" And I was like, "Yes." So I turned back around. And at that minute, for me, I was processing because this could go very left. I wasn't sure where it was going to go, how it was going to go, because I was shocked that he had even singled me out, and then I turned my back to the wall. I'm now looking out like, is it because of how we're dressed? I had my sweatshirt. Everybody was dressed, pretty casually. And then I had to think, because some people said, "Why didn't you respond?" I had my 16-year-old daughter with me. So I had to think about how I wanted to move forward with my conversation with him. And what I decided is that I didn't, and another thing, I think now, like being Black, you're always aware you're Black, especially now. So I didn't want to come off as angry Black woman. I didn't want to come off as too emotional. And I don't think I wanted to get into a back and forth, because perhaps they pull us off the plane, or perhaps they would call airport security or the police department. I didn't know, but I had to think about all these things very quickly. And because I had Kennedy, I think honestly that drove a lot of how I chose to respond. So then I told her immediately, you go sit on a chair, and I will, and I'll just stand in line. And then about 5-10 minutes later, a white guy comes, he stands behind me, and in my mind, I'm like, did he do this because I'm Black? But I don't want to do the race card yet. And this guy was standing behind me. I mean, he was dressed down, not a suit or anything, casually dressed down. Nothing. Like, 5 minutes, nothing. So like by 7 minutes, which to me felt like 7 hours, I said to the guy, the Delta guy, like, "Oh, excuse me, sir," because there are other people at the counter. I said, "Are you going to ask," because it's just he and I now, me and the white guy. I said, "Are you going to ask the guy behind me if he's in first class?" He looked up, he looked back down at the computer, and he looked at me and he said, "No." So I was like, "Oh, why not?" And he said, "Because I don't want to." So I said, "Okay." I said, "Okay." And then it's almost like he thought about it for like 7 to 10 seconds. And then he said, "And I'm not profiling you." So I said, I didn't say you were profiling me. You said that. And it was just humiliating. It was embarrassing. And really, it was like hurtful. And I think I was so shocked that I had been singled out like that. Like, I'm not threatening. I mean, I'm literally standing in a very small line. And, so I'm still processing and like, I can't believe like this really just happened to us. And then I get home and within a few hours, a Delta rep, she's something to the CEO, I can't remember, called. And she came across like really like saddened that this had been my experience, and Delta was, doesn't represent Delta, that's not what we stand for, blah, we're going to look into it. We already have investigations going on internally. We're going to call him at his house, all of that. And so I'm like, I appreciate it. To tell you the truth, I really appreciate it. Like, okay, good. They do care about my experience. They do care about what happened to me. And then she called me back the next day, which would be Monday. And then she said that they were still continuing, but the guy, the Delta agent guy, corroborated my story. The other two women at the desk corroborated my story. And they, she couldn't tell me exactly what was going on, but I guess sort of he will be dealt with. I don't think he was fired, and I wasn't even looking for a firing. My only question to her was, do you think he realized if he had an opportunity to replay that, would he do anything different? That was my question to her. And she said, I think he would. And we've given him some, like call a manager or, I don't know, some diversity training and all of this. But I just really felt she cared. But what I found out later last night, a statement goes out from Delta.
A Delta representative.
A spokesman for Delta. I don't know if it came from the woman I had been speaking to. But the message, the statement was so fucked up, and it made me look like I was in the wrong. I mean, what could I have done differently? The ticket belonged to me.
You got to explain what the statement said. The statement said that Kenya was blocking the line for the elderly and the disabled and people with families. Well, if that was the case, then you just ask her to move to the side to let those people board. You don't say, are you in first? And not ask anybody else.
So what the statement said is that I was blocking direct access to the aircraft. First of all, I was fucking far from the aircraft.
Hey.
Sorry, I was far from the aircraft. And if you have a flow problem with with how people are moving, then you solve that. That's not my problem. But I didn't line up until 6:40, which was my boarding time. The guy had told me the plane was there, and everything that was happening. I don't remember even seeing anybody that needed extra time to board. I do remember it was a couple of unaccompanied minors. Everybody was going through the general boarding because it was twice the size as the first class boarding. It was closest to the desk, so everybody was using that. But my thing is, if your issue was you are blocking access to this aircraft, why wouldn't he say that? Why wouldn't he just say, excuse me, ma'am, you're blocking access to the aircraft? Why would he ask me if I was in first class? I just don't get it. And I was really disappointed by the statement, because in our conversation, she came across like they were owning it. But in the statement, it was like me and my 16-year-old daughter. This is because of us. And, I don't know how I'm moving forward now, because my intent was never to make a statement. Just do right.
I did.
It was never. And now I feel like I've been in a position because of their statement to defend, myself and my 16-year-old daughter. Like, I just don't understand what could have been different. And I am, like I said, just really disappointed by the statement. So then they expanded the statement. And in the new statement, I don't even know if they said he did ask her, did tell her she wasn't being profiled. I was clearly profiled. Clearly.
Well, here's me flying a lot and me making the statement. And it was funny because some people said, like, Delta doesn't care, Delta's racist. Delta isn't racist. They have over 80,000 employees, and I would guess 20, 30,000 of those employees are black. I'm just guessing because I have Atlanta. It's 90% of the people are black in Atlanta that work at Delta. So I don't think it's a racist company. I just think this was one dude that, for whatever reason, had a bad day. I don't want to say he's racist. Maybe he had a racial moment, but I just look at it like, what is the solution? To me, it would have been easy if he would have just went either cover his tracks, ask the white dude behind you if he's in first, or realize he was wrong. Go, oh my God, ma'am, I could see how that could look like I was profiling. I'm very sorry. That wasn't not my intention. Then it's done. A lot of times you get people that are having a bad day at work and they take it out on the customers. You know what I mean? Like it's not the ticket agent's fault that there's people in line that are rude. It's not their fault. There's not a lot of overhead space. It's not just not their fault, but they get the brunt of it a lot of times, the ticket agents. I'm always, and you are too. I mean, obviously I'm married to you, but we're always very polite to everybody. I'm very polite.
I just disagree. I think the experience I had clearly made me feel like there were some racist overtures in my experience that morning. So it was either racism or classism at its finest, but it was just not good. It was not good. And I'm not saying this is my issue. So at first I would say Delta clearly is not a racist company. But after the statement and switching the blame to blame myself and my teenager means, is it a culture of this, like within the company? Because if they would have never made that statement, I wouldn't be making my statement. If they would have made a statement that said that we are, sorry that this happened to them and blah, 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 without ever trying to say I'm standing in the wrong place when it's boarding time on my ticket, or, just some excuse. And that's all it was, because he wouldn't have come at me like that. So now it's like, I feel like they're spinning it. So maybe they don't care. That's where I'm at right now. And I'm just really disappointed. And then I feel like, so after that incident, I'm talking to the woman from Delta and, I'm buying into what she's saying, hook, line, and sinker. And, and then they turn around, like, I almost feel like I was contained, like get on her while we do this. And I just think it was wrong. I just think it was wrong. And the only thing they had to do was make it right.
So moving forward, what's going to make it right?
Well, now I'm realizing there are a lot of options and people that want to have conversations. So to tell you the truth, I don't know what it is. I think right now I'm still, I really like internalize a lot of stuff. And I don't know. I just think it was just a very fucked up situation. And I think it was, like I said, just humiliating and embarrassing. And then I'm falling for, the Delta rep that's talking to me thinking that she wants it to be good for Kennedy and I, and she is sorry, like at a company level, they're sorry. And then they put out a statement where it's like, it's our fault. And so I feel like I was bamboozled, or once again, I'm embarrassed because I trusted this woman from
Delta.
So that's where I'm at. I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Well, when you told it to me, I don't get mad a lot. I get more like, why did it happen? You know what I mean? Because you're quick, and you are quick to call Black people out that try to play the race card when it isn't there. You know what I mean? In certain situations. So I knew when you came to me, I was like, there's no way this did not happen the way you said it happened. Because one thing you can say about my wife, she ain't gonna lie about stuff like this. So that's why I made the post on Instagram about it. And just, I don't know, when I was talking earlier, when I said, it's not the agent's fault that there's no overhead space, so people got to line up earlier, that I wasn't talking about this guy. I was saying in general, there's ticket agents that have bad days, and they take it out on the customers, and that's just going to happen. That's any job. People are going to have bad days and take on the customers. But with this instance, I wasn't saying Delta as a whole. I was trying to make my post, make Delta aware of what's going on at basically Cincinnati Airport, gate B21, to this ticket agent. And even when I talked to the lady, when she called me, I was like, look, our goal was not to get anybody fired. Our goal was to raise some awareness as to what's going on, and don't single people out and embarrass them like that. Because sometimes you know, he could have did it. And I think there's like, I don't know if it's, how do you call it? Subliminal racism. There's people don't even realize they're doing racist shit when they're doing it.
Yeah.
And I think
unconscious,
it's not even conscious. You know what I mean? Oh man, you went first because you're a black lady with a hoodie. And like when I was talking to the lady on the phone, when I fly, when I see women in like sweats and tennis shoes, I go, in my mind, I go, oh, that chick flies a lot because she's trying to be comfortable on the flight. And you never know when you got to run between gates. When I see women in heels trying to fly, I'm like, and not like in a business skirt. I'm talking about strippers and and maybe going to an NBA city randomly, like, oh, you're going from Atlanta to Milwaukee on a Tuesday. Wonder why. You know, then I look at them like, oh, they don't fly a lot, or they're trying to be seen. So the you know, obviously, it's not so much to me how people dress; it's how they carry themselves. I just kind of look at people. You can tell immediately people that fly a lot and fly don't, especially when you're going through security. That's when you can tell. When people don't know what to take out of their bags, and they got water and oils and lotions that are over 3 ounces. Like, oh, they don't fly a lot. They don't know what's going on. Same thing when we get to the gate. You can tell when people don't know how to fly, especially when they're talking to ticket agents. I was like, oh, they don't fly a lot. But you can tell when somebody does. So if you're lined up and you're just standing there and not bothering anybody, I'd be like, you know, I'm not going to ask you if you're in first. I'm just going to ask, you know, if an elderly person, if somebody with kids come up, then you ask them to step to the side. Because anytime you see a flight, there's people lined up early before it takes off because they're fighting for the overhead space. That's the reason you line up early, because you want to get your bag in the overhead space, you know? So at no point was I trying to indict all over 80,000 employees at Delta, because I've had good interactions with employees at Delta, a lot more positive than negative. And you have too. We've had some great conversations with employees, just sitting around, even having flights delayed. It's always, you get more being nice to people than you do going off if your flight's delayed or missed. You know what I mean?
You know what it made me realize is that I think maybe especially now in this climate, like just moving throughout your day. Being Black, you can't just react. There's so many factors you got to think about. Is it going to come off too intimidating to the person that may have wronged you, you know, if they happen to be white or other, and they're going to decide that they want to call the police? I mean, there's just so many things, you know, if I say something back, like, how dare you ask me that? Is that going to make me come off as an angry Black woman? Do you know what I mean? You know, it's just so many things you have to think about, you know, the setting, where you are. Is it a safe place to challenge what somebody just said to you? And it was just, and I've never thought about it like that. Like I tell all my kids, if you've ever pulled over by the police, comply. We're going to deal with the rest later. Just comply, because I would prefer you at Thanksgiving dinner being able to tell what happened to you than me crying that you're not there at Thanksgiving dinner. So I do say that. And then I'm always like, why me? Like, I am the most unthreatening person, or I don't know. I just, why me? And then I think that just think about and I'm not saying with Delta, just it could be other companies, other situations, people that don't have a platform, people that don't have, you know, a husband or a wife or anyone that has as many viewers and a way to get them to get like a story out. And I don't even think that we thought it would turn into what it has turned into, but just think about all those people that are like discriminated against or wronged or every day. And it's just awful. It really is awful. And I think Delta, instead of a stupid statement, could have done something much more positive, like reached out, like, how do we make it better for you and her? Would you guys like to come and talk, you know, to explain, you know, do you want to come and meet with him? Do you want to come and talk to us about your experience, them as a group? I mean, there's just so many more positive ways that they could have come out rather than trying to make me and Kennedy look like we were wrong for buying a first class ticket, for standing as close to the wall as we could,
right,
being out of the way. I mean, for never speaking to him disrespectfully, ever. And even when he did that to us, my response with him was like, okay, you know why? Because I said, I have to deal with this later. I'm not going to embarrass my daughter, and I just didn't know where to go.
Well, you did the right thing because you got home. You know, if a lot of people be like, oh, I would smack the shit out of him. I would have did this and this. I go, honestly, no, you wouldn't have. Let's be honest. I've never seen anybody just get slapped. I've never seen anybody slap a ticket agent at the airport. So let's just stop that talk. But I have seen people not be able to get on the flight because they started an argument with the ticket agent or the flight attendant. So you did the right thing in how you handled it. I just,
he was so far away from me that he was speaking loud. Do you know what I mean? So it wasn't like.
Would it have made you feel better if another passenger or one of the other ticket agents would have said anything?
No. What would have made me feel better is when I brought it to his attention that obviously I was bothered by it. Like, are you going to ask this other guy? I think he should have just asked the other guy. Like, would have
went away. I mean, that's what I said.
He should have just said, "Sir, are you in first class?" And then we would be talking about Us, the movie. We would not be talking about this. So I think that would have made me feel better. What would have made me feel better is if Delta would have put out a more appropriate and fair statement to my daughter and I without making us look like we were at fault. Right. That would have made me feel better.
Yeah. Because it's funny when you go at him, when he says to you, "Are you in first?" then you say to him, "Yes." And then when you ask him, "Are you not going to ask him?" when he says no, and he says, "Because I don't have to." What do you say?
Because I don't want to.
Because I don't want to. That right there is very telling. And also, and I wasn't profiling you.
Why would you immediately go to that? Like, why would you immediately say, "I'm not profiling you"?
Because he realized how it looked.
Exactly.
He realized it.
That's my thought. That's my thought.
He immediately thought of it when he could have easily diffused everything and just look. We are, and Black people especially over everybody else, is the most forgiving race of people I've ever seen in my life. You know what I mean? Black people, and me being in the Black culture like I am, I mean, Black people, everybody likes a comeback. But Black people will forgive everything. They just want you to admit you were wrong, though. You know what I mean? All that guy had to do to come up to you and say, "Ma'am, I'm sorry. I could see how that looked like that. I'm very sorry," and apologize to Kennedy.
Right.
Or when Delta came at him, just admit, "You know what? I could see how that could look like that. I really wasn't," but just acknowledge that you could see how you could have thought that. Even if that was not his intention, he could have easily said something.
But I think that's part of my issue, because when I spoke to her, I mean, I was drinking all her Kool-Aid. She made me feel like she understood, and that, a couple times she told me, "Well, I have a kid too, an 11-year-old. I don't know if a girl or boy." I understand. She was understanding. Just the phone conversations I've had with her 2 days straight is not reflective of the statement they put out. So the statement caught me off guard. Like, what the hell? Like, I've taught, you know what I mean? So it was this is bad. It really is bad. So we'll find out if Delta cares or not. I don't know. This is bad.
Well, that's the beauty of social media. It can work against you on some instances, but it can open up lines of discussion in others.
Right.
And like I said, we're not an evil family. We're not a vindictive family. We are not one of these people trying to get a come up. I want to be successful off my jokes. You want to be successful off your travel company and raising good kids, not off trying to get our name out there because of this type of stuff.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
It's just, I don't know. It's an awkward situation, especially when you read how people can spin. There was no gray area in my Instagram post. I just stated exactly what happened from what you told me. And it went from that to boycott Delta. I never said that. I never said I'm not going to fly Delta. Hell, I'm flying Delta this week. Again.
But I think that is people's way of trying to show support.
Support, I do. Yeah, you're right.
Supportive.
You're right.
So
yeah, you're right.
I understand that.
You're right. You're absolutely right on that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like I said, I'll tell you a story that happened to me at Delta, and this was a black lady, and it wasn't a racial thing, but it was. I was in Atlanta. I was flying wherever I was flying from. I was in Atlanta was my layover, and I had a 3-hour layover. And then I looked like, oh my God, there's a flight leaving like 30 minutes to Cincinnati. I can try to get on that. So I went to the agent and I said, is there any open seats that I can get on this flight? And I said, I understand I have luggage and it might not get there. A lot of times your luggage won't make it with you. I said, but I'm cool with that. I just want to try to get to Cincy early. And she goes, I'm sorry. I said, can I get on this flight? And she said, do you have luggage? And I said, yeah, but I'm okay if it doesn't make it. She goes, well, you can't get on this flight then if you have luggage. I said, no, I understand that my luggage might not make it, but I can get on the flight. I said, I fly a lot. And she was like, well, sir, if you fly a lot, then you can't get on the flight. And I went, oh, like she snapped at me. And I went, oh. So I just went, I'm just going to call the 800 number. And I'm sitting there and she goes, tell him Diane told you to call. And I went, what? Right? So now I'm standing right next to her. She's literally giving people tickets to get on the plane. And I'm on the phone with the 800 number. And I said, and I got on the flight. I said, hold on. So I'm on the flight? You're kidding me. I am on this flight. There's no way I'm on this flight. And I'm like, so now she has to now take my ticket and let me on the plane. So I said, and I'm on the phone. I go, oh yeah, I forgot. Diane told me to call. She said, literally, she goes, sir, grow up. Look behind me. So now I'm in line waiting to get on the plane, right? And the guy behind me's dying laughing. And I'm sitting there looking at everybody. I can't believe I got on this flight. This is crazy. I made it. And then she took she ripped that motherfucker. Took it off. So that's what I'm saying. That wasn't a racial issue, but it was an interaction between a white dude and a black lady that I could have been like, oh, the black ticket agents at Delta are all bad. No, that was just one lady that had and it was crazy. I still see her. To this day, I think she remembers you? I see. I don't know. That was like 5 years ago. That was hysterical though. I can't believe I got on. Sir, grow up. When I told the lady on the 100, oh yeah, Diane told me to call. She was so pissed. And my luggage made it. Boom. My luggage made it and I made it. Both of them. But that was just a lady having a bad day. The way she talked to me though was so like, I was looking at her like, man, look, I'm diamond on Delta. I fly every week. I know the rules. I probably know the rules more than most of the flight attendants. And then, or ticket agents, I'm sorry. And she was hot. She was hot. Boy, the guy behind me, we laughed the whole way. Even when I got off the plane, he was still looking at me. He was still laughing. So, I mean, there's always going to be, when you get over 80,000 employees, newsflash, there's bad apples. There are some racist employees at Delta on both sides. Without question, we got 80,000 employees. Hopefully, I hope this guy isn't racist. I hope he learns from it. And I hope he realizes the error of his ways.
One of the things that I did tell the Delta rep that I had been speaking to over the last couple of days, not today, but over the last couple of days was, I hope if he gets one of the lessons I hope he gets out of this is that you don't know who people know. And, so don't try to judge people by how they're dressed. And you know what I mean? He probably had no idea saying something like that would be here, like Delta calling his house, that we would be where we are. But you cannot just look at people anymore and kind of figure out who they know, the type of life they're living.
Look at Bill Gates.
Period.
Look at Bill Gates. Who's the guy in Nebraska that's loaded? I forget his name.
Warren Buffett.
Warren Buffett. Oh, look at Warren Buffett.
He still lives in the same house as I was living.
Warren Buffett still eats at Dairy Queen. Like on Tuesdays, that's his day. His house, when you go to Omaha, it's right there on the street. Like you just look in, there's Warren Buffett. And when that guy goes to like University of Nebraska games, he just sits in the stands, like in the 16th row. He's not in the suite, he's not courtside. Honestly, if I had his money, I'd be courtside or at the suite. I'm gonna enjoy the perks of my labor. You know what I mean? But you can't judge a book by its cover at all. And he clearly, I don't know if he had a bad day with a black person that week. I don't know if his team lost an NCAA tournament and a black guy hit the game-winning shot. I don't know. Maybe he's a morning person. I don't know. But listen. Sometimes you cannot. Some people should not be in the customer service industry.
That's right.
You cannot be. God dang. Whether it's waiters, I don't know. My son is so loud behind us playing a video game. Hold on. Austin! Be quiet!
Real life, y'all.
Jesus Christ.
Spring
Sorry,
break.
son's on spring break. He's playing video games.
And he's
Jesus.
living his best life.
Loud right now. Good Lord, dude. If you guys haven't heard, the whole time we've been talking, he's been in the background. I thought he was on the phone with Delta. I thought he was arguing with him just now. I was like, this. Dang, my son's really upset. Then when I heard that, I killed you 3 times over. Luke Skywalker 26. But oh, he's playing video games. I thought he was defending his family. No, I don't think my son knows what happened, honestly. He's so oblivious to everything.
Well, I did ask our daughter, please don't post. So she's our little activist, okay?
Oh, get ready. Our daughter is a junior in high school.
I did ask her, please just don't post about the situation yet.
Yo, when I
She said
said,
yet.
okay, let me tell you something. Our daughter is a junior in high school. Whatever college she goes to, get ready. Because the activist is on its way. When
Fist in the air.
Oh, there's gonna be fists in the air. She is the pro-black mixed queen.
Right.
Is what that is. You think Colin Kaepernick was the mixed guy leading the charge?
It's not even black. It's brown. It's underprivileged. So
Underprivileged,
you are
yeah.
Underprivileged
Honduras.
underdog. She got you.
Man,
She got you. She'll march for you forever. Okay.
she's done built wells in Haiti.
Yeah.
She's been to Haiti and built wells. Where's she been? She's been a Mexican
Haiti,
orphanage.
But she's Spanish speaking.
Fluent Spanish speaking.
Yeah.
Mexico. She helped. What'd she do at the orphanage?
I don't know. They painted.
Yeah, they helped paint. They helped upgrade
I don't know.
the orphanage. That's what they did. They upgraded the orphanage. But she was helping build them wells in Haiti.
Yeah.
And then where else
and
she
she
been?
had to walk with the two
With the
miles
water
of
on
the
top of her
water.
head?
She said that was the hardest ever. She said if it were up to me, nobody would be drinking water. She said it was crazy how steep the hill was. Like she said, it was enough room for like one line of people.
And we can't get her clean a room.
Right. It's crazy.
We can't get her clean a room, but she will bring some water up to people she don't know in Haiti. Oh my God. If she can't clean a room here. Oh my gosh. So well, listen.
To be continued.
We're gonna. I'm sure this isn't the end of it, but what I hope with anything like this, it opens up lines for discussion. And what you don't want the ticket agent to just keep continuing in his ways. That doesn't help anybody.
Mm-hmm.
What you want to do is open his eyes. Say, hey man, don't profile a black guy or black woman and single out like that. Anybody. You're right. I'm sorry about that. Anybody, don't profile them, but because their appearance or skin color. Mm-hmm. Just don't do that. Mm-hmm. Hopefully it opens his eyes, and hopefully he's not a racist dude. Hopefully he's just having a bad day. Yeah. And he didn't realize what he did. Mm-hmm. You know, because what would be great would be for you two to sit down in a room and have a discussion. That would be great. Okay. In my eyes, I'm glass half full, man. I'm an optimist.
Okay, that would be eventually, not now, not today. I just think right now I'm just still so shocked, hurt, and embarrassed by it that I don't know.
I think Jordan Peele's next movie should be about the airlines.
That's funny.
Because then we just confuse everybody.
That's funny.
Because listen.
Do we get to talk about that right now?
Yeah, we're gonna. Okay. So that was a lot on what happened. It's to be continued, but it's a never-ending discussion.
But
and I'm sorry
you don't have a platform and a voice.
I know that, but I do. That's what I'm saying. It's a never-ending discussion. But I'm just saying, I'm sorry you had to go through that. I'm sorry I had to hold you at night in tears. Sorry, I'm just putting a little extra.
Wait.
Oh God.
I think the tears are, sadness, frustration, but anger too.
That's what it is.
You know.
Especially when with your daughter.
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
the thing.
So I couldn't.
Anyway, I think what frustrates you is you're not one to hold your tongue ever, and you had to.
Right.
Because you saw, if I go off on this guy, I'm probably not getting on this flight and getting home.
Or I'm gonna be sitting in a room, and then are they gonna let her sit in a room with me while the police are talking to me about my bad attitude, or do they separate her? Do they call? It was a lot of stuff going on. She was underage. Yeah, I really did. And sometimes when you're with your kids, you just move differently because you're trying to be more adult-like. So you're not moving like you still at 98th and MacArthur. 18 years old. You're trying to just do things differently. you know, don't you find that also like when you're in a car with your kids and you really want to express some road rage because somebody probably deserves it, but you don't. Okay, but you're thinking in your mind, these goddamn kids were not in this car. Do you know what I mean? You just try to move differently.
That's true. That's true. Well, I'm glad you made the right decision and didn't go off.
Thank you.
Because then you got home safe, and we had a good lunch that day. Yeah, we found a nice little spot in Walnut Creek called Sunrise Bistro.
Oh yeah, it's actually very good.
So we had a nice lunch, calmed her down a lot. It really did. The French toast. Thank you guys for that.
Thank you.
So, anyways, let's
go to something fun, lighter.
This ain't lighter.
Oh,
this definitely ain't lighter. We went and saw the movie Us. I still got questions, and this is another good thing about social media. We go see the movie Us. I walk out there confused as shit. And all of a sudden I make a post on my Instagram about the movie and people just broke it down in the comments. And I was like, oh, okay, that's why the rabbits are there. The tethered were eating them. Got it.
Oh, can you say spoiler?
What?
Can you say spoiler?
There's not that many people.
Oh.
Let's just be real. It ain't like millions are watching this podcast live right now. People be like, spoiler alert. Yeah, we're good. Trust. It made 70 million. It's probably over 100 million by now.
Okay.
We're fine.
Okay. All right.
You know.
Okay. So the 4 of you that are listening, there may be a few spoilers.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Jordan Peele, his brain works so far ahead of everybody else's because now I want to see the movie again that it's been broken down to me, and I can watch it again and realize some of the comments in this, like when the 4 tethered people showed up, the red, that's what they call them, the red. And Lupita was talking to herself, and as the lady in red, she was making statements that now when you watch it, like, oh, that makes sense. Oh, okay. So it was interesting, man.
So I'm gonna give an overview because I don't want to spoil anything. Is so everything that's going on with me and Delta, and people have been so supportive. He'll being a Black writer, director, producer. I love to get out. I want to be supportive too. I didn't like the movie about it.
I liked it.
It was just okay. I'm sorry. It was just okay to me. Now, I don't like scary movies, but it was a weird kind of scary. It wasn't like I can't ever be at home. Like that Pet Cemetery movie that they are advertising in the trailer. That shit looks scary. So I will not ever see that. This was like, I don't know, like fake scary. I don't know. It wasn't what I was able to see it. And it was fine, but I was just okay.
But you know, here's the problem with Jordan Peele is
I love to Get Out.
Well, no, he set the bar so high with Get Out. It's hard to come in at. He should have made like Keanu 2 or did like a slapstick comedy. Because man, when you come out like with Get Out as your first directorial writer debut, almost like M. Night Shyamalan when he did the Sixth Sense.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, the bar is so freaking high.
Yeah.
It's like nothing you can do is going to compare that. But the studio don't really care. It's like, look, everyone's going to go see this.
Right.
So let's make money off this.
Right.
But then when I read the
guys to go see it, I want to be supportive. So I want you to go and see it.
Well, you can't say you don't like a movie and then tell people to go see it.
You are not me. So you may really enjoy it and be able to come like, I really enjoyed that movie. I am just saying, for me, it was all right. That's what I would like to say, but please go see it.
I thought it was good. I didn't believe they're like, I want my money back. It was not as good it was not as good as Get Out. And I wish more people could be honest and just say that. Just say, hey, I wish Jordan Peele would be like, hey, this movie's really good. It's going to make you think. You're probably going to want to see it twice, but it's probably not going to be as good as Get Out. The only person I've ever heard say something like that was the creator of Breaking Bad. The creator of Breaking Bad said, look, we're doing Better Call Saul, and it's a really good show. But it is not Breaking Bad. He didn't say it was as good or worse. He goes, it ain't Breaking Bad. So he basically said, look, don't be going there with expectations like it's Breaking Bad. It's and honestly, Breaking Bad is one of my all-time favorite shows, but Better Call Saul is freaking really good. Not as good as Breaking Bad, but a really good show that I enjoy watching a lot. But you wish people would say that. And not to throw Kevin Hart on the bus, but I'll just do it real quick.
Okay.
When Kevin does when he does movies and he makes comments like, "We have raised the bar. Well, oh, this one's shaping up to be something special." I feel looking at Kevin like, Kevin, let's just be honest. Your best movie is Think Like a Man. It was by far that movie. There's no holes in that movie.
I want to see the movie where he's caring for the old guy.
That's not a comedy though. I'm sorry. I'm just talking about comedy.
Okay.
Yeah, The Upside.
Yeah, I want to see that.
Yeah. It's really good. It's really good. I watched that on the plane actually. But let's just be honest, Kevin. The best movie is Think Like a Man. And I'm a little biased because I was in it. I'm a little biased.
Mm-hmm.
But when Kevin be coming on like this, look, guys, this is shaping up to be something. He just made a comment the other day about Jumanji 2. It's really shaping up to be something special. Well, we wish he'd be like this, shaping up to be something special. Not as good as Think Like a Man, but something special.
Well, wait a minute. I think Jumanji 1 was supposed to be really, really good, wasn't it?
Yeah, I didn't see it. I'll be honest with you, I did not see it.
So Jumanji 2 could be, and this is what I say. I would say Us is very thought-provoking. So I didn't want my money back because very thought-provoking. And then after hearing people talk about it, and I didn't know what the hell was going on. So maybe I'm too dumb for the movie too.
For what? Us?
Yeah. Some of that shit I didn't understand.
I understood it once I posted on social media and I didn't want to see it again. Like I literally wanted to run back into theater to see it. I'm gonna wait till it's on HBO.
Yeah.
But or this sort of thing. When you go see Us, we don't give it away. Get on YouTube and just search Us the movie, and then people will break down certain scenes.
After you pay to go see it.
The beauty of it is everyone has a different take. Like it's kind of the same, but it's a little different. Like a lot of people have different takes about Us, and I thought that was brilliant on his part.
Yeah, I agree. That is brilliant on his part. So, go see it.
But you didn't like it.
I just thought it was okay. Mm-hmm.
Okay, not like an okay. It's two different things. Like there's some movies I had to turn off.
I thought it was a 6.
I was like, okay, 6 isn't bad.
That was a 6.
That's a D.
Between 1 and 10.
No, 1 and 10. Yeah, well, Get Out that's a 9.
Yeah, but as far as if we're grading, the movie itself was a 6. The fact that he makes you think and wonder and ask questions, that was a 10. The acting was a 10. I love the father.
Good, man. God, she's good.
Yeah, I think the father did some great comedy relief. Who's he?
The dad in the movie?
Played the dad?
That was the guy from the Black Panther. I wish it's disrespectful. You should probably research that for you.
We are such a shit show. Yeah.
Who's that? The guy from Black Panther. Oh wow, Chadwick Boseman.
Yes.
Michael B. Jordan was the dad.
Right.
No.
Sorry.
No, the kids were good.
Everybody was.
You know what? The white dad was funny as shit.
Oh, he was too. Both of the dads.
Yeah. The white dad was, because there's a scene in the movie where there's a Lupita and then there's the white family. This lady, the white mom, looks down and says to her husband, she's like, "Honey, there's a noise outside." "Oh, it's Winston Duke." It's your last name. You should have known that. It's related to you.
Duke.
God dang.
I'll never forget it.
Dignified Winston Duke.
You were fantastic in that movie.
You were, man. You're good. But the white mom looks down at the white dad and she's like, "Honey, there's a noise outside. Can you go check it out?" And he goes, "I'm busy." He's literally listening to music on a little recliner with a drink, just chilling. And I looked at Ken and go, "Oh, that's me. That is me."
He didn't even have to say it. I was thinking it. I was like, I would have to go check the noise.
Oh, without question. I don't check.
All right, it's fine.
He said, "It's a pizza guy. The kids probably want pizza." I'm like, why am I going outside to die? No, we're safe inside.
If the alarm would go off or I hear something, I'm like, Gary,
I ain't going outside.
So I have to get up and go check to make sure everybody is safe.
I will get on Instagram and make a post. I'll be like this. "Hey, who's ever outside of our house, you're there. And I have 1.5 million followers. So
I also know you're there.
I want my followers to find my address and come protect us."
Oh, it's so funny.
Yeah, that was funny, man. There's some good comedic relief moments, like subtle, in that movie. That was really good. Man.
Yeah, they were great. And
I want to call my agent and be like, "Why didn't I get an audition for that?"
What part was
the white dad? Oh, sometimes you see movies like, "Oh, I should have went in and read for that. I could have rocked that." That's a movie I saw. I was like, "Oh man, I like that." Yeah. Us was good. Us was really good. You didn't like it, but I liked it.
I think really good is putting a lot on it, but that's okay.
I thought it was really good after I read the comments, and thank you Instagram for helping me figure it out.
Okay, so Instagram did help me answer a few questions that I have, and about it, but they did help me. So I do understand it better now. So if I saw it again, I have maybe a heads up and maybe it would be an 8 instead of a 6.
An 8, if you knew what it was about?
I don't know. It was
That's
okay.
a sign of a good
I'm just
movie.
trying to be generous. The movie was a 6. It was just okay. I think there was so much hype around it too that it didn't live up to the hype.
It couldn't. There's no way it could. That's what I'm saying. Get Out the bar was so high. Yeah. There's no way it could live up to the hype.
Yeah. But even when people talk about the level of its scariness, I'm a scary person. It was like that fake scary, like that shit will never happen. Whereas that Pet Cemetery, I couldn't even look. I was looking at the trailer like this, like it was so scary.
Okay, this is what happened when we went to go see the movie too. So we went to a theater where you buy your tickets in advance and you reserve your seats, right? So we go into theater and there's 2 old people sitting in our seats, and Kenya will be polite. She's like, "Oh, we can just sit over here."
Yeah.
Not this guy. I reserved my seats. I want my seat. So I was like this. Literally, I looked at him and I go, "Hey, we're in H7 and 8." And they go, "Oh, okay. I think we're just a row behind us." I said, "Okay." And I just looked at him like, "We'll go." And they literally paused, and the lady had her bag unpacked, chips out, the seat heater was on. I was like this. Oh, she knew. They looked at us like, "You sure?" I was like, "No." And then they didn't move behind us. They moved right next to us. Right next. And
they wanted to be in the center of the screen.
I was like, I literally looked at the lady, and she goes, "Oh, I think we're just a row behind." I go, "Okay." I literally just went,
Listen, ladies. Sometimes you gotta know when to fall back. When we were walking up them stairs, I looked and I said, like walking from the back. I think there to myself in our seats. I just let him lead the charge.
You knew I was coming. I'll be so polite, acting like dumb. Maybe like I act dumb, like I didn't hear what you just said. I go, "We're in H7 and 8. I couldn't care what you said. I broke my hip and I had brain surgery and I have 2 hours to live, and this is the last 2 hours I want to spend is just watching the movie from the center seat." Okay, well, do it next row. Because these are my seats and I reserved them early.
Right. Do you guys think you would have just left them there? I mean, they were not handicapped.
No, they knew what they was doing.
I knew what they were doing.
Exactly. Got real comfortable. And today, I reserved the seat. Go see this movie the next day or the day before, or go to a later movie when you want those 2 seats. But we made sure we were right in the middle center seats. We prepared to see this. We were supporting Jordan Peele, a Black director, Black writer, Black actor. All that we were supporting him. We didn't go see it over the weekend because we weren't together. Right. She was dealing with Delta. Right. But we went and saw it Monday. That's another thing, Delta. We were going to see us Sunday, but she was so upset we didn't get to see the movie. So let me tell you something. Not only did Delta, they racially profiled a lady, they cost a Black-led cast and Black-directed movie $25. Opening weekend. So now we had to give the money on Monday instead of Tuesday. Yeah, but let me ask you this. I wonder how theaters work. We bought the tickets on Sunday to go see it Monday. So does that count for the weekend or not? Did it count for Sunday?
I think it counts. If they didn't apply it to a different movie, I think it counts.
Got it.
Because it's paid for.
Oh, got it. Okay, that makes sense. My phone just died. Oh. All right. That's when you know you've been on here for a minute. All right, man. Anything else you any parting words?
No.
To American or United or JetBlue or
I'm so sorry.
Alaska?
This couldn't have just been a funner.
Funner?
More fun?
That's from the college graduate. Better?
A better podcast, like better topics, fun.
This was a great podcast. I told you, I said, I know it sounds odd, but I was excited because you got to share your side of the story with no filter, no publicist. Nobody saying, let's do this, this, and this. Let's say this, don't say this. You got to what I told my manager and publicist when they said, do you want to make a statement? I said, well, we're going to do the podcast, and all we're going to do is tell the truth. Mm-hmm. That's all we're going to do. Right. So, Okay. Anything else you want to say? No. All right. Again, Raleigh, North Carolina. This weekend, I'm at Charlie Goodnight's. Next weekend, I'm in Toledo, Ohio at the Funny Bone. April 11th, I'm in Oakland, California at the Paramount Theater. And then April 19th, I'm in Atlantic City, New Jersey. April 20th, I'm in Newark, New Jersey at the NJPAC, New Jersey Performing Arts Center with Bruce. April 11th, I'm at the Paramount with Mike Epps and a bunch of other Black people. A lot. And all the Golden State Warriors will be in the building. It's being taped for, I'm guessing, Showtime or Netflix.
So dress your best.
You ain't got to do that. Nobody's going to see you. You're in the audience.
What do you mean? They do audience shots.
No, you ain't gonna worry about that. No, people always do that.
Trust me, ladies, just in case you
Right.
end up in an audience shot, you're gonna be mad at yourself if you showed up in your pajamas and your headscarf.
Nobody goes to comedy shows like that. Nobody.
You just say,
Not at the Paramount.
look like you would want to look if you
No,
want to.
maybe at Smokey's Bar and
Especially
Grill.
if you have a good seat.
Smokey's Bar and Grill, maybe.
What?
Maybe places you used to hang out at in
Smokey's
Oakland.
Bar and Grill.
You used to hang out with Smokey's in Oakland.
I never heard of Smokey. We were at Quarter Pound Burger in the parking lot.
What was that
Those were the
nasty
best.
burger place you told me about?
Quick way. You better stop. Oh, you better
nasty
stop
ass
yourself.
burgers.
They were so good.
Every
and
restaurant.
they had like this grape Kool-Aid drink
sucks.
thing. Ooh, Quick Ways was.
On Grand Lake?
It's
yes.
disgusting.
Yes,
Quick
it
Way
was.
is. Who is
Quarter
this
pound
random?
cheeseburger.
We got the only engineer that chimes in.
I love it.
Like this is live, and our engineer be laughing, chiming in. I'm like this.
Co-sign it.
You don't ever see a TV show with a camera guy chiming into Ellen. Ellen, not here. Not this ghetto ass shit.
God, I could go for one of them quarter pound cheeseburgers right now.
It's disgusting.
No, it's not.
Let me tell you something. When I first started dating her in Oakland, 3 things. One, she was like, Quick Way. Went there like disgusting. Then she said her grandmother's nut bars, not that great, dry.
She was older by then. They weren't.
Even when your nephew or cousin made them for Thanksgiving, they were still dry and too much sugar. And the third one was, what was that gingerbread house we went to that had food?
Oh, I don't know if you guys remember the gingerbread house. It was like near Jack London Square. This woman used to make, but I think they went through a lot of changes, so it wasn't as good when we went back.
It's all, the nut bars weren't as good. Quickly wasn't as good, and this wasn't as
You
good.
just showed up too late.
It's just not good
Should have
food.
showed up earlier.
Come on, Oakland. Let's open up some organic spots, please. If
think
anyone
we
wants to
have
make
some.
comments, tell me about some good organic places to grab some food in Oakland. Come on now. It's the Bay. Berkeley's right there. There's got to be some spots in Berkeley where
Okay,
women
I'm
are
gonna
shaving.
find you some.
We want to go to an organic restaurant where women shave their legs and armpits. Don't,
Stop it.
because we went to one a couple weeks ago and I almost lost my appetite. The girl did not shave her legs in years. And I couldn't stop staring at it as we was waiting to get seated. I was like, why are you working here?
They just are very earthy.
They're very
she's a-
nasty.
she's a
If
very-
you don't shave your
No,
legs,
I
lady, that's
just-
disgusting.
I met a guy before that said he liked unshaved legs.
One guy. There's literally 8 billion dudes in the world. You met the one that likes hairy legs. All right.
Ask me more.
Appreciate you guys. Anyways, Delta, we know you're gonna
We
make
don't
this
know
right.
nothing.
We're
This
gonna
is
we're gonna
very
think
solid.
positive. We know you're gonna make this right. Delta, come on now.
You can tell by the statement.
Hold on. The Delta spokesperson, that one person at Yahoo contacted, which is probably the ticket agent, represent the entire company. But Delta should make a response like that did not represent us. That statement did not represent.
They tried to expand the statement to make it better, and it didn't make it better.
No. Somebody said Gary off College Avenue in Oakland. There are many.
Oh,
Is that by Berkeley?
yeah.
Okay. All right, y'all. This is Gary Owen with the Get Some podcast. See y'all next week.
Bye.
I was gonna close.
Sorry.